Hey everyone, welcome to the Farm and Pastor's Wife. I'm so glad you're here. If you watched yesterday's video, I did say that I would be back in the kitchen, and I will be. However, it is going to be something I have made before. So it just happens to be what we're having for supper tonight. It's not going as I had planned. I had planned on not cooking tonight, going to the grocery store. Instead of cooking, maybe grabbing something in a drive-thru, going to the grocery store and spending like lots of time big grocery shopping, because we've got a lot of stuff to do. We got to make freezer meals with Caroline. There's several things. I want to go ahead and start getting out some Thanksgiving recipes for you guys so you can be planning and thinking. So I was going to be doing that tonight, but Bryant says, I want a family dinner tonight. So I called everybody. Jessica has been asking for broccoli and cheese soup. However, Jessica cannot come tonight. So I'm going to hold off on the broccoli and cheese soup until she is there. And so we're going to be doing chicken, my creamy chicken chili. Oh my goodness. It is one of my favorites that we do. And it's usually the winter time when we do them. And so that's what we're making tonight. I will be bringing you guys along for the whole thing. I just left. I did a quick run to Food Line, a grocery store here, just to get the few things I need for tonight's soup, tomorrow's broccoli and cheese soup, and some things I need for a dessert I want to make at some point. Now, during these next few days, we'll have to go back to the grocery store and do my big grocery. But we have 2 funerals, and so we're going to get it figured out. We're going to go at some point. I'm just not sure when. But today we're making creamy chicken chili. I just left Food Line, and about 4 or 5 times a year, I have a unhealthy splurge, and I always do it when I come here, and that is my Calypso peach lemonade. Southern peach lemonade is so good. Absolutely nothing healthy about it. Bryant's calling. Let me grab it. All right, so that was Bryant. He was just checking in. So we're headed home to get started to cooking. But hey, unless you are a diabetic, don't try this if you're a diabetic. But if you're not, and you need just a nice splurge, if you ever see the Calypso Southern Peach Lemonade, it's so good. It's usually my summertime treat. But it's a sunny, fairly warm, it's in the 70s, low 70s today. So I'm splurging on one. But let's get home, get to cooking, and kind of make a plan for the rest of the week. Come on, let's go. So we're home, and I have brought the groceries in, but as you can see, I still have things out from the chicken stew. I have lots of leftover 2-liter drinks, my big container out here that we put extra chicken in. I washed it up today for the second time. It's so big, it's hard for me to wash. So I like to do it a couple of times just to be sure it gets good and clean. So I need to put it away. But what I want to do is go ahead and get some chicken on to boiling. So I'm going to grab my Dutch oven, find the chicken in the groceries, get it going, put the rest of the groceries away, and then I've got a job to do. And I'll tell you about it when we get the chicken going. All right, so I have my chicken in here. Let me just use this kind of pepper so I don't have to shake, 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 shake. I just like to salt and pepper just because I do. All right. Now, I'll probably put a little bit of poultry seasoning if I can find it. Not because the recipe calls for it, not because just because that's what I do when I boil chicken. So I'm going to fill this up with water, or at least cover the chicken, and we'll bring it to a boil. All right, I got some poultry seasoning. That's barely coming out. There we go. Now, it's just kind of sitting on top of the water right now, but once it starts to boil, it will mix in. We're going to get this going, and we're going to bring it to a boil, let it cook. Once it comes to a boil, I'll turn it down a little bit and just let it cook until I am ready to finish fixing supper. I'm going to clean up some of this stuff in the kitchen, and then I'll show you what my big job is I've got to do. Okay, I've somewhat picked up. The chicken is boiling, and so let me show you what I have to do. And I'm kind of dreading it. My hair is sticking out. I don't know why that part's sticking out. Anyway, my hair. Anyway, this past weekend we had the chicken stew, the community chicken stew. I wanted it to be super nice. I wanted my house to be clean. We also had the wedding that until the last minute, we weren't sure where it was going to take place. It very well could have taken place in my living room. We weren't sure until probably that day, early that morning. I played around with several places. But anyway, I wanted my dining room to be pretty, so I went ahead and I set my table like I would set it at Thanksgiving. And I don't, listen, y'all, it's so frustrating because, not frustrating, it's a good problem. I had planned all along because I got these dishes from my aunt who passed away, and I was so excited to be able to use them for Thanksgiving, and I forgot we're going to have a new baby in the family, and so we're going to be doing Thanksgiving over at Caroline's house. And doing it fairly simple this year. Still going to have a turkey. Still going to have a lot of my traditional stuff. Maybe just not going quite so overboard. But let's go in here and I'll show you what my table looks like. Or what it would look like at Thanksgiving if I was going to set it. But now I have to unset it. I have to take everything up so we can have supper tonight. Because I don't want creamy chicken chili all over my tablecloth and all this good stuff. So let's go in here and I'll show you what it looks like right before I take it all down. Here we go. I have these beautiful chargers that Emily, my niece who got married not long ago, she had ordered these for her wedding and had some extra, and she shared with her aunt, and I'm so thankful. These are the dishes I got from my aunt. We have like maybe a little dessert or Jell-O bowl. We have a little bread plate, a square salad plate, and then of course your normal plate. And I just stack them up like so. The gold pineapple glasses also came from my aunt's. I have green ones, but now I have green and gold. There are several serving pieces that came with this. There's some not even out here, but I've got a bowl, a platter, a gravy boat. This turkey platter was my grandmother's. Some matching little salt and pepper shakers. There's the little teapot, the cream and sugar dish, and yet another little side dish bowl. So here is my table. What it would look like, minus the silverware, at Thanksgiving. But, yeah, not at Thanksgiving. So, let's take everything up. Okay, everyone, I am here, and I am just shredding the chicken. Let me show you how I'm doing it. Now, you can definitely use a hand mixer to shred your chicken. But in this soup, I like the chicken a little bit chunky, and I find that a hand mixer shreds it too fine for me. Now, like if I was making quesadillas or chicken tacos or something like that, would be totally fine. But I just prefer using 2 forks and just shredding it with 2 forks. Let me, I've kind of finished this piece. Let me get it over here and I'll get out another one. I also kind of cooked out all the liquid with the exception of probably a cup and a half. Got about a cup and a half to 2 cups of liquid in there. And so let me show you how I shred chicken. There's no special thing I do. I just take my chicken and then I take my fork and I just begin to just tear it apart. And if you cook your chicken long enough, it's nice and shredded and tender, and it comes out pretty easy, and you have some bigger pieces and some fine pieces. But like I said, if I use a hand mixer with this, it gets it a little bit too fine for me for a soup. I want to bite down into some actual chicken. So I just like to do it with a fork. But like I said, it depends on what I'm making. Just depends on what I'm making. But a hand mixer is a much faster way. It just does get it too fine. So, all right. I am going to continue shredding chicken. And then we'll come back and finish putting this soup together. Now, this was 4 chicken breasts, but 3 would be plenty. I have a little extra chicken, so that's probably why I'm leaving a little extra broth in there, just because I did do 1 extra chicken breast. And now see, there's sometimes some little fatty areas like that. I'll kind of scoop that out, and we won't use that. But it gave the broth and the chicken great flavor. So, okay, I've got 2 more chicken breasts to do. And then we'll come back and put this soup together. Okay, so into my broth here, I've got chopped up 1 onion, 1 medium onion. We're going in there with that. I just left that broth that I cooked the chicken in. I left it in there. And so here is all the chicken I've shredded. Now, in my normal recipe, since I'm using an extra chicken breast, I don't normally drain. I mean, I do drain 1 can of the beans, and I don't drain the other. This time, I think I'm going to not drain either one. We're just going in with 2 full cans of northern beans, and I'm not draining them. I can cook down the juice as I need to. I'm actually not going to drain anything that I'm putting in here. So we're going in with 2 cans of just great northern beans, or northern beans, whatever you call them, white beans. They have multiple names. So we have our broth in there. We have an onion in there. We have great northern beans. I'm going to open this can of petite. I use petite diced tomatoes. If you want regular diced tomatoes, that's fine. You could also use rotel, but I use a full can of diced tomatoes, and like I said, I use the petite. And again, we are not going to drain them. We're just going to go right in with those. Just like that. We also have 2 cans of the green chilies going in. Once this goes in, I'll go get our seasoning. All right, so these are just the chopped green chilies. You can get diced, and I think they have sliced. I'm not sure, but I always get the chopped. And we're going in with 2 cans, undrained, of those. Making sure I get everything. Okay, I'm going to throw this away, clean this area up just a little bit. And then we'll come back and add the seasoning in here. Y'all, this is absolutely, I made the chicken chicken tortilla soup the other day, and it was very delicious, but this is by far my favorite. So let me clean this up. Let me get the seasoning. I'll meet you back right here. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get the burner turned on. And we're gonna add a teaspoon of black pepper. We're gonna add a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And I'll probably go a little light on this just for Bryant's sake. Almost a full teaspoon, not quite, but for my taste and the family's taste, we could go full speed ahead. And let me grab my cumin. All right, so we're going in with a teaspoon of cumin, a teaspoon of black pepper, a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and then salt to taste. So what I'll do is I'll wait a little bit before I add the salt in, because I did salt the chicken. I did pepper the chicken, so I kind of maybe went a little bit lighter, but I'm not sure how to do that today since we added extra chicken and I've added extra liquid as far as the broth, and I didn't drain the beans. So we're going to let this warm up. We're going to cook those onions, and we're going to let it go for about 30 minutes. Then we'll add in the creamy part of this, and then we'll be ready to eat. Let me tell you what you want to serve with this. Don't look at my floor. It needs sweeping so bad. As I was cleaning up from the chicken stew, you know, there was crumbs and stuff. I threw away a lot of stuff that was brought in from the dessert table. And as I was cleaning it up, it spilt. And so we got to sweep bad. But let me tell you what to serve with this. Tortilla strips. These are so good. They're normally served in salads, but these are so good. In fact, I have several. I have 2 of these. I have 2 more in the back room I'm going to go grab because these are so good in it. My family likes the Southwest style with this dish, but just the plain are good. It doesn't matter. Let me see if we got some more. I found another brand, unopened, and these are called Santa Fe style. Same thing as the Southwest. I mean, it's basically the same. Let's see. Let's read the ingredients and see. We got masa, sunflower, seasoning, tomato powder. That's what I want to know, the seasonings. Tomato powder, onion powder, garlic powder, jalapeno pepper powder, lime juice powder. Okay, we got red bell peppers, tomato powder, salt, onion powder, garlic powder, green bell pepper powder, oil of lime. So very similar seasonings. So that's what I was looking at. So that's what we will eat with it. It is so good. Oh my goodness. Okay, and then tomorrow, you got to stay tuned. We're having another family night. Listen, tonight's kind of family night, although I know Jessica's not going to make it, and Isaac is a maybe. He is working, and Jessica has a family member coming in from out of town. So, don't know that. I know Jessica won't be here, and we're not sure about Isaac. But I know Caroline and Jamie and the boys will be here. And tomorrow, we'll be having another soup. We're going to have Jessica's favorite soup. We're going to have broccoli and cheese soup. That girl had never liked broccoli until she had my broccoli and cheese soup. So we're making that special for her. And I think tomorrow may be our pumpkin carving, if I can get somebody to the store to get pumpkins. We do have a funeral. Like I said, I don't know if it was on this video or my last one. In our church, we've had 2 deaths and we have 2 funerals this week. So sad. And so we're working our family nights around those. And so we will see. I hear our soup boiling over here. So let's go take a look. I did put the lid on it. Again, just don't look at my floor. Don't look at the floor. Yep, it's boiling a little bit. And you can see once you turn it on, the juices even come alive even more. So we're going to let that go for about, I'm going to turn it kind of down on low. We're going to let it go for 30 minutes. And I'll see you back when we add the creaminess in. All right, we are ready to finish this soup off. It is looking delicious as is, but we got to add the creaminess in here. So I've got some heavy whipping cream right here. We're going to add about 2 cups. So I'm going to just eyeball it or kind of fill the carton because 2 cups will be about half this carton. A little bit more. All right, and then we're going to add in 1.5 cups to 2 cups of sour cream. And I'm going to do just like I did with the heavy cream, and we're just going to eyeball it. I'm actually going to add the majority of this carton right here. So we're going to add this in. There's a little bit left. We'll see. This is going to be so good. All right, so I'm going to get this stirred in. I'm going to bring the temperature. You don't want to boil it now that you've added milk because it could curdle. So you just want to keep it nice and gently heating because you've got to bring it back up to temperature. And oh, this is so good. We may add, since there's so much chicken in here, we may add a little bit more of the sour cream and heavy whipping cream. But let's wait and see. We'll see how this goes. I know it's going to be delicious, but here is our white creamy chicken chili. Creamy chicken chili. I couldn't remember the name of it. Okay, so I'm just going to put the lid on it and let it stay nice and warm. I'll bring you back in just a little bit. Well, I've got the wind-blown look right now. Bryant and I just went out and checked the cows. We took the 4-wheelers. We moved the cows from one pasture to another, and it's now time for supper. So I've called Caroline. I guess Isaac is still working, so I'll call him and see if he's coming. Normally I have shredded pepper jack cheese. Pepper jack cheese is super good on this, but I don't have that. I have Colby Jack, so we're going to leave this out for anybody who wants it. It's supper time, and I'm freezing because riding that 4-wheeler, it's cold. So, all right, I'm going to get out the bowls. We'll see you at the dinner table. What you think?
Guys, this is phenomenal.
Phenomenal. That got the phenomenal word.
Phenomenal mean?
It
Means
really
it's wonderful.
Good.
Caroline.
Delicious.
Delicious. Jamie.
I haven't tried it yet.
He hadn't tried it yet, but he's had it before.
It's a family staple.
Yeah, good.
Levi, you like it?
I didn't really not try it.
Oh, you want to try it on camera?
Why don't you slide over closer?
Levi moved. Caroline and Jamie aren't fighting.
Not today.
Not today.
It's so yummy and yummy.
It's so yummy in your tummy. What you think, Judabug? With your magic marker all over your face.
I think
It's really good, ain't it, bud?
phenomenal.
Phenomenal. All right. There it is. So good.
I'm just buying a problem. We need all the big pieces. We need all the big pieces.
Well, it is the next morning, and I just wanted to pop on here real quick and just tell you that that soup was amazing. I have a little bit left over, so I'm actually making another soup tonight. I'm making broccoli and cheese per the request of Jessica, and so we'll actually have both. I'll heat up the leftovers of both soups, and so the broccoli and cheese will be on the next video, but or the next, I guess the next video will be the weekend wrap up. So it'll be on Monday's video. But so it's going to be great too. It's one of our staples here at the Farm and Pastor's Wife. I've made it many times on this channel, but it doesn't hurt to watch it again or to film it again. One, for the new folks, and two, because I kind of do things a little different every time I make it. So you may find something that just speaks to you. So, anyway, I'm going to end today's video here. Let me just tell you, this is my favorite creamy chicken chili. It is so good. And one of my absolute favorites. I know I've made it many times on this channel, but hey, when it's one of your favorites and you're doing a what's for supper, there you go. So anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us. Don't forget to tune in. I've got some great videos coming up. I have a Mile High pound cake, and it's probably one, well, it's one that I have never seen before. So we're going to try it and see how it turns out. And I've got several other things planned. I've got some Thanksgiving dishes planned. And just to go ahead and get you some ideas out there so you can maybe start putting your menu together for Thanksgiving. It's going to be here before you know it. And I've got to kind of do these videos pretty quick because we have a new grandbaby that's going to be here sometime around Thanksgiving. So I'm going to head out of here, say goodbye. I'll see you on the next video. Remember, if the grease is hot enough, you can fry anything. Bye, y'all.